Hey everybody, I'm Paul Wilson. I'm the creator of Swing Machine Golf and the director of the Paul Wilson Golf School at Bears Best Las Vegas. Today I'm talking with Mike Dobbin, 2007 Remax Long Drive champ and current record holder of the world's longest golf ball hit in a golf tournament of 551 yards. So what we're doing is we're talking about distance. In our last video we talked about Mike's exercise routine and workout routine, and hopefully you got some good information about that. But now we're going to talk about how he would warm up just on a daily basis, and as he's approaching a competition. So Mike, what would you normally do? Let's say you've done your stretching and that sort of thing. So how do you start hitting balls? Because I know you're not going to sit there and immediately grab your driver like a lot of amateur players do. They just pick up their driver.
Not.
I'm sure that would probably break your back or whatever at the speeds you're swinging at.
Right.
So how would you normally go about it?
Well, I guess in a way I actually do grab my driver. It's just a little different driver.
Yeah.
This is the Momentus Power Hitter. This is a custom model that I had built. I guess it was about 3 or 4 years ago now. It's got a 400 gram head and a 275 gram shaft, and it's pretty heavy by comparison to your normal driver.
Yeah.
So I just grabbed this just to kind of loosen up.
Right.
I'm not really looking for any sort of training with it at this point. I do use it for training at other times, but when I'm just getting loose to go out for a round with the guys or to go out and play a tournament round, I start with this just to kind of get the body moving. And
so that's a weighted driver.
It's a weighted, really heavy driver.
Super heavy. I've actually hit that thing a few times. Yeah, it's
and
real
you
heavy.
can hit balls with it. Those of you who've seen the infomercial, So.
Okay. So what do you do with that?
Well, first I'll start out swinging left-handed.
Okay.
And just get my body moving. Maybe give it like 7-10 swings.
Right.
And then I'll go ahead and actually tee one up. And hit it, but now I'm swinging right-handed.
Right. That's pretty good.
Thanks. Yeah, this
about 280 or so.
Well, this thing's pretty hard to hit offline, as heavy as it is. Yeah, if this thing was legal, believe me, I'd use it on the golf course because I hit it that straight.
Okay, so you did a few left-handed swings there. What was that all about? You're just trying to work both sides? Or?
I'm trying to work both sides because with as heavy as this thing is, if you swing it just the one way, then you're going to be overworking the one side by comparison to the other.
Yeah.
And a lot of golfers, especially professional golfers or people who just play all the time, if you really go with the ball hard, you'll notice that one side of your body might be a little bit bigger or stronger than the other one. Like I know for me, my left lat muscle and my left oblique is a little bit bigger than my right side. And that's just because I'm pulling so hard and trying to get so much speed and power out of my body to hit the ball as far as possible. So with hitting as many balls as I do, and that side's getting worked that much more, that's why it's a little bit bigger. So with something this heavy, that's why I work both sides, is to try to keep my body as equal as possible.
Sure. That sounds good. I bet most people never even thought of that. So the average person can just do some left-handed swings, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how good you are,
No.
You're not looking for a perfect swing. It's just, just make the motion.
It's basically just making the motion, yeah. It's not about fundamentals at that point. It's just making the motion, getting through it.
Right. Okay, so what do you do from there?
From there, I go...
How many of those do you hit, like actual ball?
I normally hit 7-10 balls, and again, I'm not going at the ball hard by any means. It's just in order to get my body loose and get the feel of the swing for the day.
And that's readily available at most golf shops and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
I can put a link below or whatever.
Most golf shops have it at their store, Golf Galaxy, Golfsmith, what have you. But you can also get it off the website, momentusgolf.com.
I'll put a link below, and they'll be able to see that if anybody's interested in getting one of those. Okay, so...
And they have different weights for you, too. So just because you're 60 or so, they do have a senior weight as well. So don't be scared that that's the only one that you can get.
Okay, so you've warmed up with the heavy club. Now, what's next?
Next thing's my sand wedge. Go right into my 56 degree. Some of you may notice some similarities between my routine and other routines from the past, like Jack Nicklaus. I pretty much got my warm-up routine from his, modified it just slightly for myself, but
Right.
but it's basically his routine.
Okay.
So
So-
if I'm getting ready for a tournament round, I'll just start with my 56 degree and just start off pretty slow, pretty small.
Just doing little half swings. and
Just doing
stuff.
little half swings, and even if I'm hitting it bad on the first couple, I kind of expect that.
Yeah.
You know,
You got to get the kinks out.
you got to get the kinks out, got to get it flowing,
Okay.
and you know, work it from whatever your shorter distance is. You know, maybe it's like 40, 50 yards on your pitch shots. Work it all the way up to whatever your full distance is.
Right. So again, you know, one of the things I see, you know, people they grab the driver right off the bat and start swinging drivers, which is definitely a no-no. You don't want to do that. But also, if they go to their sand wedge or whatever, even if they do have that concept in mind of hitting some easy shots, they start right away with doing full swings,
Yeah.
hard with a
Yeah.
shorter golf club.
Yeah.
It's like no,
Why?
you want to start off just with gentle, easy kind of swings and gradually build into a full swing.
Yeah.
And you know, then move on from there.
Yeah, it's the same kind of concept like how I was talking about in the last video with workouts. Warming up, getting your body prepared for what you're going to be doing for the rest of the day, rest of your routine.
Right.
You know, so
Okay.
yeah, you start off with the smaller swings and just work into your full swing.
Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay, so how many sand wedge or shots would you hit? What would you say? That's a 52?
This is a 56.
56. Okay, so that's
And,
just your normal sand wedge.
Just normal sand wedge, and I'll hit it basically until I feel comfortable.
Okay.
You know, and particularly on a tournament day, I'm not sitting out here trying to work on things. You know, whatever shot I'm hitting that day, which you'll find out when you get to your longer clubs. You know, with a wedge, you're probably going to hit it fairly straight.
Right.
But you know, whatever shot I'm hitting for that day, whether it's a slight fade, slight draw, whatever it may be, go with it. You
Yeah,
know,
don't try to fix it out. on
don't
the
try to
golf course.
fix it when you're playing, especially in the tournament round. You know, because then you're just going to get irritated and just be fighting yourself all day long.
Right. Tournaments are especially different. You know, if you're, like Mike says, if you're hitting poorly there, or you know, hitting a shot that you don't normally hit, it's going to be very difficult to fix it out on the golf course. So just kind of make do with it. Hit the range after. You know, incorporate your swing machine golf stuff that you know I've talked about, and it's in the book and DVDs. You know, and get your swing back on track that way.
Yeah, and whether it's a tournament or you're going out and playing maybe a skins game or whatever with your friends, you know, the same concept. Just go with what you have for that day. You know, because
Yeah.
that's going to get you scoring the best for that day. You know, you may not fire your all-time lowest round, but it probably won't be your worst round either. So
You can try to fix it a little bit. if
a
you
little
can,
bit,
but,
yeah.
You know, if
You
you're
know.
really having trouble, just kind of go with it.
But out here in Vegas on these desert courses, we don't have a lot of room for error. So
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so you've warmed up with a sand wedge.
from the
Now-
sand wedge, I
now
go
where do we
straight
go
to
from
8-iron.
there? 8-iron, okay. And you know, people can go 9-iron or 7-iron. Like it is, you know, there's no hard
Yeah.
fast rule on it. It's just he's now moving up, you know, to a little higher up club. So
Yeah, and this is just my routine. You know,
Yeah.
use it if you want. Don't use it if you want. You know, you can go through your bag however you feel comfortable. This is just what I like to do.
Okay. And now we're swinging normal speed here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like not full out.
I may
but
not go
pretty-
full out, you know, but I'm not going to start with little chip shots with the 8-iron because other than actual chip shots around the green, I'm not going to use my 8-iron for that.
Right.
So, you know,
You're
when I'm
gradually
preparing,
getting it up to full
yeah, I'm
speed.
gradually, you know, I might start off at 70, 75%, but I'm certainly not starting off at 20 or 30%.
Right. Okay, and how far do you think that's going right there?
My 8-iron's generally 195 to 200.
195, 200. What was the sand wedge?
56 degrees, 135.
135. Okay, I hit mine 90. So yeah, you got me by a few on
A
that.
few, a few.
You know, if I really tried to rip it, I could get it 100.
You can get 100.
But I don't like to hit the ball a long way. You know, I like to hit it exactly where I want to hit it.
Sure. And
Two different kind of thoughts.
you know,
approaches.
people have told me for years, oh, well, why don't you dial it down and, you know, just hit it shorter, just to hit it straighter. I understand what they're saying, but that just doesn't work for me because that's not my tempo.
Right.
And you may notice here, I'm not swinging hard. I'm not trying to hit the ball 10 miles. I'm trying to hit it my distance that I hit it with my comfortable 80-85% swing.
Right.
You know, for you with your 8-iron, that might be 150, it might be 130.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it's 195, 200. And so that's what I'm looking for from my 8-iron on a daily basis.
Right.